The guardian of the airways, mastering doxycycline. If the wing is the mechanism of flight, the air sac system is the fuel tank. In the high-velocity world of pigeon racing, oxygen is the currency of success. When the flock falls silent, the wattles turn gray, and the race results plummet, doxycycline becomes the fancier's most essential tool for restoring the breath of life. Introduction. While enrofloxacin is the heavy artillery for systemic and gut infections, doxycycline is the undisputed king of the respiratory tract. Respiratory disease is the single most common cause of performance loss in racing pigeons. It is often subtle. A bird may not look sick in the traditional sense. It may simply trap 5 minutes late, lack that explosive energy around the loft, or land with its beak open. This is the realm of the ornithosis complex, a mix of pathogens that clog the intricate air sacs of the pigeon. Doxycycline is a second-generation tetracycline. Unlike its older cousins, oxytetracycline, it is highly absorbed by the body and stays in the system longer. It is the gold standard for treating chlamydia, or ornithosis, and mycoplasma, the two primary enemies of peak aerobic performance. Pharmacology, the static shield. To use doxycycline effectively, one must understand that it functions differently from enrofloxacin. Bacterial-static versus bactericidal. Enrofloxacin is bactericidal. It kills bacteria. Doxycycline is primarily bacterial-static. This means it does not instantly kill the bacteria. Instead, it inhibits protein synthesis within the bacterial cell, specifically targeting the 30S ribosomal subunit. Effectively, it stops the bacteria from feeding and reproducing. Why does this matter? Because doxycycline stops the invasion, it relies on the pigeon's own immune system to finish the job of killing the invaders. Implication: doxycycline is most effective when the bird is not totally immunosuppressed. If a bird is emaciated and near death, a bacteriostatic drug may not work fast enough. However, for a race team that is slightly off or suffering from a specific respiratory outbreak, it is perfect because it is generally less harsh on the system than the killers. Lipid solubility. Like enrofloxacin, doxycycline is highly lipid soluble. It passes easily through tissue barriers. It has a specific affinity for the tissues of the respiratory tract, the sinuses, and the eye membranes. When a bird has the wet eye or the one-eyed cold, doxycycline is able to reach high concentrations exactly where the infection resides. Primary indications. The complex. Doxycycline is not a general cure-all. It has a specific kill zone, or rather, inhibition zone. It is the drug of choice for the respiratory complex. Ornithosis, or Chlamydia psittaci. This is the primary reason doxycycline exists in the pigeon sport. Chlamydia is not a typical bacteria. It behaves somewhat like a virus living inside the bird's cells. Symptoms: swollen eyelids, wet eyes, dirty or gray wattles, or sears, scratching at the head, and unwillingness to fly. The doxycycline role. Chlamydia is highly resistant to many drugs, like penicillin, but it is extremely sensitive to doxycycline. Doxycycline is the only reliable way to clear a loft of a chlamydia outbreak. Mycoplasmosis, the rattle. Mycoplasma are tiny organisms that lack a cell wall. They colonize the upper airways and cause the classic rattle or sneezing heard in the loft at night. The doxycycline role. Because mycoplasma lack a cell wall, drugs that attack cell walls, like amoxicillin, are useless. Doxycycline attacks the internal machinery of the cell, making it highly effective against mycoplasma. Secondary bacterial infections. Doxycycline is also effective against a range of gram-positive bacteria, Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, and some gram-negatives like Pastorella, that often move in after a virus has damaged the throat. Dosage and administration protocols. Doxycycline is a concentration-dependent drug. You must hit a high enough level in the blood to stop the bacteria. Underdosing is the leading cause of ornithosis resistance. Standard dosage. The therapeutic window for doxycycline is narrow. Standard, 25 milligrams to 50 milligrams per bird per day, or roughly 500 milligrams to 800 milligrams per liter of water, depending on the product concentration. Note, in recent years, veterinarians have trended toward the higher end of the dose, near 50 milligrams per bird, because chlamydia has become tougher to treat. Routes of administration. A. The drinking water. The challenge. Putting doxycycline in the water is common, but it has a major flaw. Photodegradation. Doxycycline breaks down rapidly in sunlight. If you put a clear drinker in a sunny aviary, the medication may be useless within 3 hours. Protocol: you must cover the drinkers or use opaque containers to block light. Change the water fresh every day. B. Medicated gorn, or grain. Because sick pigeons may not drink enough to get a 50 milligram dose, mixing the powder onto the grain, using an oil to bind it, is often a superior method for race teams. This ensures every bird that eats gets the drug. The yellow block warning: the calcium interaction. Just like enrofloxacin, doxycycline has a fatal weakness: calcium. Doxycycline binds avidly to calcium, magnesium, and iron. Grit, redstone, clay pick pots. This process is called chelation. If you give doxycycline while grit is in the loft, the drug binds to the grit in the crop. The bird absorbs nothing. Rule: absolutely no grit, minerals, or clay during doxycycline treatment. Remove them 24 hours before and keep them out until the course is finished. The secret weapon: synergy with bromhexine. One of the reasons respiratory treatments fail is mucus. When a pigeon has ornithosis, the air sacs and sinuses fill with thick, sticky mucus. This mucus acts as a shield for the bacteria. The antibiotic cannot penetrate the slime to reach the bugs. The protocol. Experienced veterinarians often prescribe a mucolytic, mucus thinner, alongside doxycycline. The most common is bromhexine, often sold as bisulfon. How it works: bromhexine dissolves the mucus, making it watery. This allows the pigeon to sneeze it out, and importantly, it allows the doxycycline to penetrate the tissue. Dosage: bromhexine is often added to the water alongside the doxycycline. Check specific product labels for compatibility. Duration of treatment. This is where most fanciers fail with doxycycline. The 3-day myth. Many fanciers give doxy for 2 or 3 days to clean up before a race. This is dangerous. It suppresses the bacteria but does not eliminate them. The bacteria bounce back stronger a week later. Ornithosis protocol. The life cycle of chlamydia is complex. To truly clear loft of chlamydia, a course of 14 to 30 days is scientifically recommended. Racing season compromise. During the season, a 45-day course is impossible. Most cleaning cures for mild respiratory issues are 5 to 7 days. If symptoms persist after 7 days, you are likely dealing with a vital issue or a resistant strain. Toxicity and side effects. Doxycycline is generally safer than enrofloxacin, but it is not without risks. Liver stress. The liver must metabolize the drug. Overdosing results in green urate stain droppings. Feather damage. Doxycycline has a high affinity for keratin, the protein in feathers. If given during the molt, it can bind to the growing feather shaft, causing weak spots or burn marks. Rule: avoid high-dose doxycycline during the main molt unless necessary to save a life. The canker interaction. Fanciers often like to cocktail drugs, mix them. Mixing doxycycline with strong anti-canker meds like ronidazole or dimetrodazole in the same drinker can sometimes cause vomiting or liver toxicity. While Docdil or Doxy-T combos exist, be very careful adding a third agent for trichomoniosis. It is safer to treat for canker 1 week and respiratory the next. The verdict: if the bird has a wet eye or dirty cere, use doxycycline. If the bird has a dry sneeze or rattle but looks clean, tylosin is often preferred as it is less harsh. If the bird is dying, use enrofloxacin. Post-treatment care. Because doxycycline is bacterial static, the immune system does the heavy lifting. After the course, multivitamins, specifically vitamin A, vital for repairing the mucous membranes of the throat, and B complex. Probiotics. While doxycycline is not as destructive to the gut as enrofloxacin, it still disrupts the microbiome. A 2-day course of probiotics is good practice. Conclusion: doxycycline is the cornerstone of respiratory management in the racing loft. A pigeon cannot race if it cannot oxygenate its muscles, and doxycycline is the most effective agent for keeping the delicate air sac system clear of chlamydia and mycoplasma. However, it requires discipline. Block the light, protect the water, remove the grit, prevent chelation, and add the bromhexine, clear the mucus. When used correctly, doxycycline clears the cloud from the loft, turning silent, scratching birds back into the vibrant, white wattle athletes required to win.
I'm an experienced ex-pigeon racer from England, and I can offer valuable insights and guidance on all aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to racing. During my racing days, I managed a small team of no more than 70 pigeons, including stock, young birds, and old birds. It was not uncommon for me to send as few as 6 birds to a race and still secure the top 3 positions out of up to 2,500 pigeons in my club and federation. My race distances typically ranged up to 300 miles, and I consistently achieved top 5 placements in my club. My expertise extends to the art of selecting excellent breeders, including evaluating pigeons based on their eye-sign characteristics. I firmly believe that true champions can only be bred from top quality stock, and I can guide you in identifying and acquiring such pigeons. I understand that many pigeons for sale are advertised based on their lineage or pedigree, but I emphasize the importance of assessing the bird itself rather than relying solely on paperwork. As part of my offer, I invite you to share photos of your pigeons, including their eye-sign and wing characteristics. I'll provide you with free advice on racing and breeding based on my extensive experience and knowledge. Additionally, I will share auction links to high-quality breeding birds that have the potential to produce winners in your loft. Here's what you can expect to receive from me. A comprehensive Word document containing valuable insights and strategies for successful pigeon racing, including specific racing methods for both old and young birds, as well as general advice. Private YouTube videos sent to your email, covering various aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to race preparation. Detailed recommendations on supplements and additives to add to your pigeon's drinking water, with scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. Similar products are used by professional athletes and racehorses to enhance performance. Assurance that your pigeons will race home faster, provided that you have quality birds to begin with. While I can provide guidance, it's essential to start with pigeons of good genetic quality. Guidance on feeding schedules and methods, tailored from Sunday to Saturday, to optimize your pigeon's performance. The understanding that there are no big secrets or magical products that guarantee success in pigeon racing. Instead, success hinges on developing a racing system that suits your loft and pigeons. I'm committed to providing full support even after you receive this information, as I want to see you succeed in pigeon racing. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need further assistance. Remember, the key to winning in pigeon racing lies in knowledge, dedication, and continuous improvement.